Hello, Blue Justin here. Still Justin, still not blue, and it's time for another unboxing. And this one's a little bit exciting because, according to the release date, this shouldn't even be out for the next 11 days. So let's just do this unboxing, and it's for Snatch. Yep, this is the Zavvi exclusive Steelbook for the 4K of Snatch, which was going to be released on the 5th of July, which is next Monday, like all the other 4Ks of Snatch, including the standard, like non-exclusive AMRAYs, etc. But the release date was apparently pushed back to the 12th. But presumably somebody forgot to tell the people who packed the Steelbook, because they provided Zavvi with them early enough that I got it very, very early. So, especially due to the fact that I think the information about the film is going to be quite important, and even if you don't like the artwork, and I will be the first to admit, even though I'm a Steelbook fan, and that's one of the big reasons I got it, because it is a Steelbook, I will be the first to admit that that is far from the nicest artwork I've ever seen. I mean, to be honest, I almost cancelled this and got the AMRAY myself to save a few pounds, but I wouldn't have. I was thinking about doing it maybe this week, but as it happens, it's come through so early that that's not possible, and at least it'll hold value. So, and I suspect the not interior art, but the discs themselves, anyway, if there's any disc art, are going to be the same discs as you'll get in the regular release. So that'll be the same. And I think the information, like I said, about the film, about the 4K, is not available on the site, and it's going to be quite useful to at least a few of you, and certainly one or two things to one specific subscriber who's asked about this particular language variant before. So anyway, let's get on with this. I see if I can open it just as thumbnail. Is it going to work? Is it going to be one of the chubby ones, troublesome ones rather? Right, I was just about. I mean, now I would be the first person to admit that I have not actually, sadly, ever seen this film. What I heard, it's very, very good, and I'm trying to get all the movies with Jason Statham in it anyway. So the cast is obviously excellent, as you know, and with Guy Ritchie as the director, it's unlikely to be bad. I know it's about a diamond heist that goes wrong, and the only previous one done is Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, so you know, a good pedigree there. But anyway, that's what it looks like on the front. Yes, I know. I don't even know if that's a important picture from the film, I'm afraid. That's it with the paper wraparound, and that's the back. I dare say that's going to be very similar to the back of the regular release, apart from obviously a different code. 18 rated 4. Oh yeah, very strong language. It's a Guy Ritchie film. There's a surprise. Strong violence. There's another surprise from Guy Ritchie. Discrimination, nudity, and apparently suicide, for those who don't know, like me. Anyway, okay, I'm going to have to carefully take these off. This isn't held down by sticky glue like it normally is, and it's held down by one of those round stickers that hopefully peels off nice and easily. Let's see if it does. Oh gosh, it's quite thin paper as well. Ah! Well, there goes the plant. I'll have to try and stick that together afterwards. Be more careful next time. That's what happens when you rush things. Don't rush. More haste, less speed. Luckily, I'm not too bothered about the condition of the paper strand, as long as it's not doesn't look too horrible. I'll just keep it to make sure I know exactly what's on the discs themselves, which is quite interesting in this case because for once it's the 4K that's got all the different expanded languages and subtitles on it, so that'll be useful information, I hope, for you. Now here we go with the front again with no cover. Now that's the back, that's the spine, and even I can work out without opening it. It's obviously a wraparound, and I'm assuming that this is a boxing ring by the picture. Like I said, I have not seen the film. Sorry, I don't have it on. It's not a case of I haven't seen it, because I bought it but I never opened it. I've never actually owned this, so when the 4K was announced and I wanted to, it's been on my want list to get anyway for a while. I thought, well, now it's on 4K, I'm never going to go up to 8Ks as a rule of thumb. I'm never going to have a room big enough to make it worth it. So I personally think the only way that 8K will succeed in any performance at all is if they introduce, for the very specialist market, they introduce a combined ultra high definition with 3D for those who after their 3D and are forced to either choose between 3D and 4K. I think potentially if you've got 8K and 3D in one image, or 8K that goes down to 4K with the 3D built in, then that might be suitable for a very, very small percentage of people, but it might have a particular market as it goes on. But enough of my ramblings. Right, what do we have here? We have 2 discs. That's not too much of a surprise. The 4K is a bit boring, just a simple yellow disc with the hand with a diamond heist, putting it up the top there. The Blu-ray is, I believe, and I'm not just assuming, I'm looking at the specs of the Blu-ray that's previously been released separately. I believe this is exactly the same disc. So you have got some bit of art on there. They haven't bothered to get some new art for the 4K, and since we're paying out again from some people, I think that's a bit lazy. But unfortunately I don't control the companies, and neither do you. We just have to put up with it. Unfortunately, I almost didn't show you because there's not a lot of point. That is the exciting interior. No interior art either. So that's just plain lazy. Hopefully the film makes up for it. And so that as far as the actual unboxing pictures go, that's probably about as far as you need to know. But please hang on if you're interested in the details, because they're quite interesting. The special features, which are all on the Blu-ray, according to this it says special features on Blu-ray at the back, are the commentary, the deleted scenes with optional commentary, the making of featurette, storyboard comparisons, video gallery, it says and more. I believe it's got BD Live, but to be honest, I don't actually know what that is. I believe the Blu-ray is all region, if that makes a difference to you, and obviously the 4K is, as we all know. The Blu-ray is has only got languages of English, French and German, and the special features are only in English. The languages on the all the soundtracks on the Blu-ray are DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, and the subtitles are English for the hard of hearing, Arabic, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, French, German, Hindi, Norwegian, Swedish and Turkish. I don't think I need to read that particularly, so if you're looking out for a particular language, you probably picked that one up as I went through. Now, as I said, surprisingly enough, and normally it's the other way around, just in my general experience, they seem to have gone really quite over the top for the 4K in more languages and subtitles. It might well be that because the 4K is such a niche market, they're using the 4K master across multiple different markets, so that's why they've made sure that they don't have to make more than one disc, and that might well be also why the disc is so plain, so it doesn't have to have any particular extras, extra languages on it or anything specific to one area. But anyway, we've got audio is English Dolby Atmos. That is compatible going down to Dolby True HD 7.1. If your decoder can't go with that at all, the secondary pickup track is the English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, which presumably is the same as is on the Blu-ray. Now, this is where it gets slightly interesting, because according to this, all the other languages on the 4K are just in Dolby Digital 5.1. So if you're French or German, then in actual fact, soundtrack on the Blu-ray is going to be better than the one on the 4K. Do have it, but anyway, so I'll just read through the Dolby Digital languages on the 4K, and they are Czech, French, German, Hungarian, Italian, and for that particular person who asks, I know, Polish, but that is a voiceover in Polish, as per a couple of other 4Ks that I've done recently. Portuguese, Russian, that's another voiceover, and Spanish, those are all in 5.1 Dolby Digital. And the subtitles are, again, it's a big list, so I'll just go through them quickly. I'm assuming if you're from one of these places or need a particular language, you'll pick it out as I read. English for the hard of hearing, Arabic, Chinese simplified, Chinese traditional, Croatian, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, French, German, Greek, Hungarian, Italian, Korean, Norwegian, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Slovak, Slovene, Spanish, Swedish, Thai and Turkish. So that pretty much covers an awful lot there. So that's your subtitles for the 4K. Okay, I think that's probably it, because, as I say, the Steelbook itself, not the prettiest picture. I'm hoping it'll retain value more because it's a Steelbook. It didn't cost, to be honest, that much more than a normal Steelbook 4K on release, or probably not much more than the 4K Amaray on release. But the Amaray of this, because it's an older film, is still cheaper than the Steelbook. I just thought, well, as I said, honestly, at the beginning, I was thinking of cancelling because I didn't particularly wasn't particularly impressed by the artwork, even though I'm a big Steelbook fan. But I didn't, so that's what I got. I hope that's given all the information you need to make an informed choice. And like I said, obviously the 4K disc and the probably the physical disc, as well as the details of what's on the disc. And I think all the special features are only on the Blu-ray, so I think that probably fulfills all the details that you'll need to know as to whether you want to get either this one or the 4K regular release, and whether it suits your needs with regards to features, languages, what your system can cope with, whether or not you do like the artwork. I mean, this might be an iconic scene from the film, and I'll get it once I've watched the movie. The regular Amway has a much more standard front, as far as I remember, with the group, presumably the people in the heist situation, walking towards the camera. But I'm sure anybody who's thinking about ordering it will know that, and can spend plenty of time waiting for it to drop in price if you're after that 4K and you're not worried about the Steelbook. The Steelbook, incidentally, especially because it isn't officially released for next week and a half, is still in stock and presently going for $25.99, I believe. And similarly, the regular release, I believe, is going for $19.99, and that's at Zavvi and on Amazon. So there's no difference in price, and you will get, presumably you will get charged, unless you have Prime or Red Carpet respectively for Amazon and Zavvi. You will get charged delivery. If you can find somewhere that's selling the 4K that doesn't charge delivery, if you can get it for $19.99, obviously that's probably a better deal. Okay, right, that was just a quick unboxing, filling everyone in, because I got it so early and I thought it might be useful for people to see what they were getting if they wanted it, and grab it before its release date, and see what the situation is. And like I said, if you're really looking for a great Steelbook with interior art, disc art, all the effort put into it, extras on the 4K disc as well as on the Blu-ray disc, this isn't the one. But if you're looking for a 4K disc that's got lots of languages and subtitles for use around the world and suits your particular watching styles, especially having, actually on the Blu-ray as well, especially having English and English for hard of hearing subtitles separately, or at least that's as it's described on the back. I haven't obviously put the disc in the player yet, but then that might be useful for you. So anyway, in the meantime, thanks very much for watching. If you found this useful and you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, I think I've pretty much covered details apart from what's in the film, and I can't really cover that because I haven't seen it. Then please put something down in the comments and I will do my best to answer. And like I said, keep on watching the upcoming unboxing videos that I've got. This is one I'm just slipping in because it was just so out of the blue, and I thought it might be useful before it sold out if I could get the information out there to you. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to find out when my other unboxings, which I have recorded but haven't edited together yet, when they come out. And they should be coming out at regular intervals once I've done all the editing, some of which is quite complex because I've got to put in some stills and all sorts of, not some stills from the things, but stills of other covers and things like that. But anyway, please keep on watching my videos, other YouTube videos, enjoying the TV, hopefully enjoying some of the weather if it actually stays sunny this time, and keep on going. Cheers.